Hey folks, well Wednesday night was the first elimination episode of the season and it was very, very boring. Hence why it's taken me 4 days to come on here and talk about it. Plus, I had to get my hair cut. I couldn't do a damn thing with it Wednesday night, and but the lady at the Supercuts got it a little too short, and I don't like that, but what can you do? They started out with a group performance of I'm Yours. They all sounded pretty good together, but those group performances are really kind of pointless and pretty boring. This is the part of the show they seem to struggle with every season. What to do in the elimination episode, and they change it up a little bit every year and say they've listened to the fans, and really they haven't. You would think that if they would have just a couple of staff members to get online and get a feel for what the fans want, but if they had done that, they wouldn't be in this whole top 36 fiasco that I have yet to talk to one person that even likes this new setup. So I don't know what they're thinking. Then they gave a recap of the show, and I thought they dragged that out a little long, as they always do. The first person they brought out was Casey Carlson. She agreed with the judges that her performance was just horrible. Was it just me, or did she sound kind of like Miss South Carolina? I was expecting her to start saying such as. I understand, she was really nervous, and it was probably a memorized line that she came up with. But she did sound kind of like Miss South Carolina. But I felt bad for her because she knew she didn't stand a snowball's chance in hell after her performance. Next was Stephen Fowler. He said, yeah, it might have been the wrong song choice, but nobody can say that he sang it bad. Stephen Fowler, you sang it bad. It just wasn't any good. Of course, going into Tuesday night, everybody knew Stephen Fowler didn't stand a chance. Going up against Danny Gokey, Anoop Desai, and Michael Sarver. So anybody that thought that Stephen Fowler could possibly pull back from behind and make it through to the top 12 was kidding themselves. After that was Alexis Grace, and she's in the top 12. They had her perform again, which I thought was kind of pointless. Because the whole reason that it was interesting to watch them perform again when they're eliminated is because they've just been devastated. All their dreams have been taken away from them, and it's good to see how they hold up when that happens. And none of them, with this whole top 36 thing, none of them are really that upset when they're eliminated because they think, well, maybe next time, maybe through the wild card round. So I think that just ruins the whole vibe of the show. After that, it was Ricky Brady and Jackie Tone. Jackie said that when Ryan asked Jackie to grade her performance, she said, what, like Olympics or school? I want some of what she was having because she thought her performance was good. And Simon said she blew it. She said, no, I don't think I blew it at all. If you didn't make it through, that means you blew it. And it was pretty obvious that she wasn't going to make it through. A lot of Ricky Brady fans, though, are upset because the BradyBunch.com has been closed down. They were contacted by the producers of the show, and apparently from when his mom gave out that shout-out to the BradyBunch.com, it gave him an unfair advantage. And I went to the site before it was closed down, and it said the official Ricky Brady fan club. So it was an official site. That's why it was closed down. And plus, because his mom, a lot of people are upset saying, well, there's plenty of Danny Gokey fan sites around. Yeah, but Danny Gokey's mom didn't get on TV and say, go to DannyGokeyFans.com. So I understand why they took it down. Oh, and was it just me? Either Ricky's pants were really ill-fitting, or there was something going on down there. I know I can't be the only one that noticed that. Next was Anoop Desai and Michael Sarver. Now, I was pretty sure that Michael Sarver was going to be the one through because Anoop was a little bit disappointing on Tuesday night. But when they put Michael Sarver through, the show was over then. We already knew Danny Gokey was going to be through. They saved Danny and Tatiana for the end, and that was kind of pointless. And of course, Michael sang again, and it was okay, but I don't think anybody has any illusions that Michael Sarver is going to be the next American Idol. After that, they showed clips from the American Idol Challenge at Disneyland or Disney World or one of them Disney places. And it was the first time all 7 Idol winners have been together forever. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought they should have shown them singing together more. They showed a little clip of David Cook and Carrie Underwood singing Go Your Own Way. And I wish they'd have showed the whole thing. But instead, we get Michael Johns and Carly Smithson. Carly came out there, and when they first came out there, though, I thought Carly was Tatiana. I wasn't even looking at the guy. I was just looking at the girl. I thought it was Tatiana, and then I thought, wait a minute, no, that's Carly Smithson. Carly said that the airline lost her luggage, and it had her hair in it. So she had to go to an Asian neighborhood at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to find extensions to match her hair. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, an Asian neighborhood. She was lucky she made it out of there alive. What was the point in that story? You know, Carly, next time maybe you want to take Miley Cyrus with you. I hear she's real popular in the Asian neighborhoods these days. Okay, I better stop. I'm going to be accused of being insensitive again. What video was it? The Puerto Rico auditions. The Puerto Rico auditions, I said something about not being able to speak Spanish. And boy, I got a whole bunch of hateful comments on that video. People telling me, this guy acts like it's a sin to speak any language other than English. And people just saying, there's nothing wrong with being bilingual. Never said there was. For those of you that are bilingual, kudos to you. But I struggle enough being single lingual. Is that even a word, single lingual? See? My point exactly. Anywho, moving on. Carly and Michael Johns sang, I don't even remember what song they sang. The Letter. And I thought that was pretty boring. Long and dragged out. It seems like when they had these people come on the elimination episodes and sing, we're so used to seeing these minute-and-a-half songs that when somebody comes on there and sings a 3 or 4 minute song, it just seems to drag on forever, doesn't it? After that, Anne-Marie Boscovich, Brent Keith, and Stevie Wright were eliminated. Not a surprise there. And last was Danny Gokey and Tatiana Del Toro. Well, now at this point, everybody knew that Danny Gokey was going to be through to the top 12. I mean, otherwise you would have had to believe that Michael Sarver was the top vote-getting male, and that's pretty far-fetched. So Tatiana knew she was going home. But I thought just the way they treated her was horrible. Leaving her until last, hoping and praying that she'll have a nervous breakdown. The way that Ryan Seacrest would talk to her and then stop and act like she was the one doing something wrong, when really he was just trying to get a rise out of her. So when she was eliminated, she kind of pushed him away when he went to try to hug her. And I don't blame her. I would just be pushing everybody on that show away and saying, get the hell away from me after everything you put me through. They put her up through to the top 36 so they could humiliate her on national television. I thought that was nasty, especially the way that Tuesday night they sat there and mocked her laugh. They treated that girl horrible. A lot of people went into Tuesday night hating Tatiana and then left Tuesday night liking Tatiana because just the way they treat her. I kind of can respect somebody that wants to be famous and isn't afraid to admit it. It's a little bit better than that whole fake I want to inspire people crap that some of these people spew out, because they don't want to inspire anybody. They want to be rich and famous, and that's what it's all about. I'd rather have somebody admit it than try to insult our intelligence. But a lot of people are getting a little bit ticked off at Danny, and I think it all started when he was put through to the top 36, and Kara asked him something along the lines of, could he be original or whatever, and he was like, yeah. And that seemed kind of cocky and overconfident. And then last night, oh well, not last night, it was Wednesday night now, wasn't it? And then Wednesday night, he stood there with his hands behind his back. Now, whenever they brought two of them out there together, like Ricky and Jackie, they stood there and held hands. And Anoop and Michael stood there with their arms around each other. And Tatiana was trying to make the effort to either hold hands with Danny or something, because she kept, if you notice, she kept touching his arm. But he wouldn't even look at her and just stood there with his hands behind his back. And so I thought that was kind of, I don't know what was going on with that. But then Danny Gokey sang again, and I think if he had given that performance Tuesday night, he would have never made it through, because it wasn't very good the second time around. But a lot of people are not liking Danny Gokey now, and I'm still on the fence. I'm on the fence about all of them because we really haven't got a chance to know them. I mean, one good performance can put somebody through to the top 12. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, next week we have Megan Corkery, Chris Allen, who is at a huge disadvantage. Who is Chris Allen? Misha Vanna Henson, also at a huge disadvantage. Matt Brightsky, Allison Irahita, Matt Gerard, Jasmine Murray, Kai Kalama, Jesse Langseth, Adam Lambert, Janine Vales, and Norman Gentle. Oh, that's not Tuesday night, it's Wednesday night. Tuesday night's the State of the Union address. Look here, President Obama. You don't be messing with my Tuesday nights now. That's my program. I'll see you folks next week. This week, later, Wednesday. Whatever. Bye, folks.